Last night, I was talking to a friend of mine, and a topic came up that opened up an old wound for me. Now, this resulted in me saying nasty things about the person who caused that wound, and in general, just saying nasty things, externalizing the pain that I feel inside. And I'm not proud of doing something like that. I'm usually someone who likes to keep pain I feel inside of me, and I like to learn from it rather than dish it out in an effort to feel less pain. And this got me thinking a lot. Enough to the point that I fell asleep at like 1 or 2 a.m. I don't even remember when I fell asleep. Probably like 3 a.m. if I'm being honest. But it got me thinking. And I had a few eureka moments, so to say, about pain, learning, and whatnot. See, living is just a cycle of exchanges that take place, be it exchanges of energy, emotion, words, whatever. Exchanges take place, whether you want them to or not. But there are some exchanges that you can control. Let's say, for example, somebody hurts you. You now have the choice of either externalizing the pain that you feel inside, keeping it to yourself, or talking to a therapist about it, a loved one about it, whatever. You have a choice between redirecting that pain in a positive way or a negative way. A lot of people who do not grow or learn from their mistakes, choose to externalize that pain negatively. That means they choose to hurt others in an effort to feel less pain. Why? Because whilst you're doing that, you feel satisfaction. You feel a burden leaving your shoulders as you're externalizing your pain. And it becomes a sort of addiction for them. It becomes a sort of addiction that brings them so much joy that they keep repeating it, unless they learn to break the cycle, that is. They keep repeating this cycle. And it feels good in the moment. It feels great when you externalize your pain and you hurt someone else because you're hurt. It feels great. But just like an addiction with drugs, it doesn't really solve anything. Nothing is being solved. The pain you feel inside doesn't go away. The flame just goes out and then gets reignited back again when um, you come face to face with that pain again. But not externalizing that pain and instead choosing to dive deeper into it, even though it feels uncomfortable and hurtful, is a much better way of dealing with that issue. Because instead of just extinguishing the flame, moving on with your life until it reignites again, you're learning how to deal with that flame when it reignites. Instead of treating it like a disease that you need to take medicine for, if you treat it like a part of you that you need to be able to control, you will come out a better person. You learn from it, you grow from it. I've always been someone who tries their best to internalize their pain. Now, this has led to so much depression and so much sadness in my life that is truly, truly terrifying. Suicidal thoughts, a many, a plenty. However, because I internalized my pain and I didn't choose to hurt others just because I was hurt, at least not all the time. I'm not perfect. I've definitely done my fair share of externalizing the pain. but I realized that it doesn't solve anything, so I stopped doing it. By choosing to internalize my pain, I've grown so much as a person that I am able to see my own progress in comparison to other people who don't do that. It's very obvious. It's very obvious when you come across someone who decides to dish out pain just because they feel some. It's very obvious. You notice it. If you've grown as a person, you notice it. And I've always tried my best to be the type of person that doesn't dish out pain. So I've been seeing it for a long while now. But it's so much clearer now that I've grown this much as a person. So I came to the conclusion that it's okay to feel pain because it helps you grow. Instead of finding a way to get rid of the pain, you should sit there with it, try to understand it better, dissect it, understand why you're feeling this pain, why you feel it's hard to control this pain, why whatever it is, you have to sit there in your pain and you need to understand it better. That way, you can grow more. It goes back into the essence of learning that I was talking about in another video. It makes you uncomfortable when you're learning something new. So pain is just like that essence of learning. You feel it and you learn from it. Think about this. What is learning if not an intake of information? Now, how are you supposed to intake information if you're externalizing your pain? Are you getting what I'm getting at here? How are you supposed to obtain something when you're dishing it out? It's not possible to do that unless you're learning something else entirely that's not self-improvement. Obviously, you can learn a lot by dishing out whatever energy you're dishing out, but it's not the good kind of learning, in my opinion. The good kind of learning is the learning that comes from within, not from, oh, I punched this person and it felt good, so punching feels good, punching is good. No, not that. But rather, oh, I got punched and it hurts, and I'm learning from this pain that I shouldn't do things that get me punched. Something like that. I'm being really shallow with it right now because I'm just not smart enough to actually formulate my thoughts better. But people who dish out pain instead of being on the receiving end don't really learn much. It's usually us who feel pain that learn the most. It's an exchange. Everything has an equal or opposite reaction. A reaction. So that's basically what I was trying to get at in this video. That if you're feeling pain, you can learn from it. It's okay. You're not weak for feeling pain. And I know you think, oh, one day I'm not going to feel pain, but that's just not true. You're still going to feel pain. You're just going to learn to deal with it. And that is so much better than being someone who doesn't know how to deal with pain. So if you've been hurt by someone, revel in the fact that you're better than them. That's about it. Um, I can dive deeper into this, but I'm gonna have to write a script or something. This is like my fifth attempt at recording this video and trying to be as comprehensive as possible, and it still sucks. So, you know, nobody's watching this channel anyway. Whatever. Um, take care.